I'm just back from holiday and I want to share with you a few of the problems that I encountered in the last video, give you a bit of a recap of where we are and what I'm going to do to overcome those problems. First problem is I'm trying to fix this hole. So I need to take the wing off. In order to do that, I took the windscreen out because it's held in place by the windscreen here. And then I took the dashboard out. I've told you about the 4 bolts that run down here and the 3 bolts here. This is the problem bolt. It's got a captive nut behind it, which is behind there somewhere. That's now come loose. So in order to get that out, what I've done is use my drill with this device on the end, and I've cut all around the bolt, and all I'm going to do is weld that piece of metal back in again afterwards. However, before I could get the drill in, I had to take the air vent out. Before I could get the drill in, I had to take the air vent out. There was 2 bolts on that. Those 2 bolts are on the bottom of the metal vent here, which just comes out. There's the one on the other side before I've done anything to it. So you've got a bolt here and a bolt here, and obviously this one snaps off. Those bolts marry up to these 2 holes. There's 3 bolts on the underside of the wing here. There's 3 bolts on the valance. All those bolts that come out probably snap off. The biggest problem I've got is with this row of bolts here. When you take them out, they either snap off or the captive nut breaks from underneath. These are the 2 that I'm going to tackle next. So what I'm going to do is actually weld it before I start to take the bolt out. The heat should help to get the bolt out as well. This is the problem one because it's hidden behind this metal plate, and that's attached to the fuse box and this relay. The only good thing you can say about this hole is that I can get to that bolt from behind here. So what I'm going to do is weld a metal bar to that captive nut, and that should stop it from spinning around. I'll just cut all of that rotten metal away. That will get me access to that bolt up there. I'll weld a clean piece of metal to that captive nut, and that will allow me to take the bolt out. Okay, I can get to this captive nut here. There's actually no material at all around it. What I'm going to do is weld a solid piece of metal to the captive nut and bring it all the way back here so it's got leverage against this side of the inner wing. I'm going to clean the thread up with a wire brush. So that's where we are with the project then. So I'm going to get on with all of those things. I'll show you all of the methods that I'm using to get each one of those different bolts out, and that'll be in the next video. So follow me if you want to see more.